Heidi, how everybody, Nisi D here. It's July 26th, and I'm going to try and do this for the 450th time because I've forgotten how to make a video and I'm babbling on far too long. I promised a 2-year update that was a little bit longer than the last one, and talking about sort of what life is like 2 years out. So I want to start by saying that life is good. It's not perfect, and I said that in my last video. But overall, life is a 9 out of 10, and I say that because there's always room for improvement. Every single day I still have moments where I go, wow, this is great. Things that wouldn't have happened or wouldn't have given me that joy pre-weight loss, pre-surgery, right? So I am 100% happy that I had this done. It was the best thing I could have ever done for myself, and it has certainly given me my life back. So where am I at 2 years out? Well, let's talk about numbers. I'm pretty much exactly where I was a year ago, so I really haven't lost any additional weight. I still would like to lose 40 or 50 pounds to get to my goal. I'm down about 150-ish, give or take a couple of pounds depending on the day of the month. There are those monthly fluctuations, and that's the reality, especially as a woman. On my bloaty days I can be 4 or 5 pounds heavier. Having said that, so numbers, at my heaviest I was 346 pounds in the past year, shortly after my 1-year anniversary. The lowest I ever weighed in at was, I think, 192. I don't know if I ever hit 189. I might have for a split second, but I generally sit around 198, 197, 195, sometimes as high as 200. Like 198, give or take 3 or 4 pounds, right? And today I'm actually at 202 pounds. That's weighing in at about 4 p.m. So had I weighed myself first thing in the morning, I probably would have been about 199 pounds or so, because generally speaking, if I have weighed myself first thing in the morning and then again in the late afternoon, evening, there will be a difference of anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. So I generally weigh myself first thing in the morning, and I generally weigh myself once or twice a week. I do not step on the scale every single day, just because I think we do have normal fluctuations of a couple of pounds. But for me, the scale is my friend because it keeps me in check. I did go up to 212 pounds at one point a little while ago after several weeks of emotional eating when I was going through some stuff. And I would add, after several weeks of not stepping on a scale, because I was avoiding the scale because I knew that I was eating emotionally. But when I did finally step on the scale, that was my wake-up call to get my ass in gear and get back on track. And within a couple of weeks, I was back down to my 198 norm sort of thing. So what did that teach me? That taught me that I need to stay diligent, that the scale for me is my checkpoint. And it also taught me that, we need to be cognizant of what we're putting in our mouth and of our emotions. I think at this point in this journey, 2 years out, it is all emotional. We know the mechanics of how to do it. I mean, we know the rules that have to be followed to lose weight. And sort of the basic of losing weight is, if you eat more than you burn, you're going to gain. If you eat less than you burn, you're going to lose. And if you eat about the same, you're going to maintain. And I've been maintaining. So obviously, I haven't been eating less than what I'm burning. But it's been a real emotional struggle for me this last 9 months or so. And I think that that's really important to just be aware of. I was at a pretty good place, I thought, emotionally and psychologically pre-op and post-op too. And you have that whole euphoric first year when you're losing weight and all of that. But eventually the cart is going to come crashing down because life happens. And I guess it would be really great if life could always be grand, great, and wonderful. But the reality is life does happen, and sometimes things happen that aren't that great, but they have to be dealt with, right? And so what will happen sometimes is even if it's stuff that you've dealt with and you thought you've worked through and moved through, something could happen that puts you right back emotionally to a place that wasn't so great. And some of your old insecurities and feelings of inadequacy, or some of your old struggles with self-esteem might come up again. And you know what? If that happens, you have to own it. You can't ignore it. For me, the other thing is, I think I was really angry with me because I wasn't losing the weight. And so not only had some of the old emotional insecurities around my own self-worth and self-esteem arise, but I also was really, really mad at me because I thought, you should be at your goal. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you sabotaging yourself? Why are you putting that in your mouth? Why aren't you doing the exercise that you need to do? Like, just stop whining and complaining and get off your ass and do it. And I was mad at myself. Yeah. Anyways, I'm over being mad at myself. But I'm still working through some of the emotional stuff. I think for me, my biggest issue or fear was a fear of just not being good enough, of not measuring up to other people, not measuring up to other people's expectations of me, and of failing in my job, not being good enough in my job, not being good enough in my personal relationships, just not being enough. And I think that that's a long-standing fear for me. And you can go into all kinds of, I mean, you can. I don't want this to be a poor me video. Like, we've all gone through stuff in our life that has, resulted in us feeling that way. But at some point, you have to deal with it and move on. And so that's where I'm at right now. I've come to realize, I think, that probably has been my greatest fear my whole life. And I think that the physical weight, the weight that I carried was an actual physical barrier, or a physical excuse for why maybe things in my life weren't exactly what I wanted them to be, because I could always blame it on the weight. And so I think part of the self-sabotage or block in getting past this point in my weight loss and losing more was, what happens if I actually do get to goal and I'm still not enough, right? So I'm working on that. And, I'm doing okay. And you know what? I have not given up hope. I still truly believe that I will reach my goal weight, and I do believe that it will happen this year. And that's not just speak. I think that there are going to be times when you're just going to have to work through the emotional before you can get on with the physical and losing more weight. And I think I've turned that corner. So we'll see. The only other sort of main issue around weight loss that sort of has come up is the fact that I have this loose skin. My arms and my tummy, and my legs don't bother me so much, but my breasts. And for the most part, it doesn't bother me that much. I think it's sort of become more of an issue during the summer here because you're wearing short sleeves and stuff. Now, I still wear the short sleeves, and I refuse to wear the compression garments that feel like I have, been wrapped in latex because it's hot, it's uncomfortable, and I won't do that to look 2 sizes smaller. Oh gosh. Excuse me. But the loose skin sort of bothers me, and that's a whole other thing. I don't know if I will ever have the money to get it removed. Part of it is I struggle with how much of it is. It sometimes still seems like vanity to me to want to take it off. And the other part of that is I've been thinking, you're going to be 50 soon. Like, who cares? Who's going to see the loose skin? You and your doctor when you go for your annual physical, right? So I'm trying to work through some of that stuff too, and I don't know if I will ever have the surgery to have it done or not. I may be able to get the tummy skin removed with health insurance. The rest of it I'd have to pay for it, and I'm certainly comfortable, but I don't have a lot of extra money, and so I sometimes have difficulty rationalizing spending what it would cost to get it done. So we'll see. I don't know. It certainly doesn't impact my quality of life. As I think I started the video with, life is really good. Every single day I have joy in my life as a direct result of having this surgery. And there's really nothing that I can't do if I want to do it now, which is a far cry from where I was when I was 346 pounds. So if my life stays where it's at today for the rest of my life, I will still be eternally grateful that I had the surgery and got my life back, got my health back, and can enjoy life once again. Just follow the rules, I guess, is all I can, or try to. It gets harder when you get further out, because I don't have the intolerances, I don't dump, so you really need to track what you're eating, and I don't do really good with that on a daily basis, although again I'm starting to do that better again. But you need to be cognizant of what's going in your mouth, you need to drink your water, you need to do your exercise, and I will add that please, please, please take your supplements, your vitamins. I take a multivite, I take my calcium citrate, I take vitamin D, B12, sublingual. I, for myself, not because it was ordered, take omega-3s, and I take iron, and I take a chewable vitamin C with my iron, and my blood work has all been 100% great right through, and I felt great. So I can't stress how important that is. Anyways, this is going on 12 minutes, and I think it's probably been a really boring video. I'm sorry, but there it is. There I am, 2 years out. I will try to get on here at least once a month regularly, and I do try to keep up with you guys, although I know I haven't been posting comments, but I hope you're all doing really well. I hope that you're having a good week, and I hope that you make a great day. Bye.